right, welcome back. Whitlock and Wiley. TJ Houshmandzadeh's back. Let's move to Green Bay, where it's been a busy couple of weeks with both Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy fending off stories about their strained relationship and the Packers' recent dysfunction. Well, now Brett Favre has decided to weigh in, but likely didn't do much to endear himself to Rodgers or McCarthy.
I will say this, one of the things I agree on in that article is they really should have won more. For whatever reason, they didn't. They were that good, and they had the best player in the game. I just felt like they should have won more.
I'm a huge Brett Favre fan, but I don't get this comment at all. Name me a quarterback other than Tom Brady, great quarterback, who shouldn't have won more. Brett Favre should have won more. He only won one. Dan Marino should have won more. He won 0.
A lot of them should have won
Peyton
less.
Manning.
Kelly should have won 1.
Peyton Manning should have won more.
You know what's interesting? I didn't think about that before. That's a very short list of guys that shouldn't have won more, right?
Brady and Montana's about it.
Yeah, just it's based on just what we thought of you coming out, and then it's like, wow, you keep winning? Great for you. I look at it this way. It's unfair to really have any issue with Brett Favre saying this, because all he's doing is echoing what everyone in the NFL world has been saying about this team since Aaron Rodgers took over. Think about it. The blame game in Green Bay is about, we got Aaron Rodgers. How come it's not working? So what do they start with? We don't have a good defense. Then with that switch. We weren't healthy. They win the Super Bowl with 15 guys on IR. Then they're like, oh, when we get healthy, we're going to win multiple Super Bowls. They haven't. So then it went from there. Maybe it's the coach, offensive coordinator. Like, if you look at the blame game around one Aaron Rodgers, it's always the other pieces because we have Aaron. How come Brett Favre can't say exactly what we've been saying, which is, you have Aaron Rodgers. You should win more. I don't think he's taking a shot here.
He can say it, but his voice carries a lot more weight than me and yours. He was in that spot.
Right.
He was teammates with Aaron
He's actually taking a shot at himself. He's like, I wasn't an Aaron Rodgers. And I won 1, and he's better than me, and he's only got 1. Maybe it's a shot at himself.
He builds him up, then he kicks him back down. He is the best player in the game, but he should have won more. I mean, if you look at it, Aaron Rodgers played in 16 playoffs games. He's gone 9-7. Put up 29 points a game, but the defense is giving up 26. You're not going to win a lot of – football is the ultimate team sport. Everything has to go hand in hand. Aaron Rodgers has been blessed with great offensive weapons around him pretty much every year. The last couple years, Jordy Nelson is hurt. Randall Cobb has been hurt, but Devontae Adams is a baller. You got Greg Jennings. You got Donald Driver. You got a bunch of guys at the skill position that has always been able to play. Defense has kind of let them down. But Brett Favre, to me, it's okay for you to say it. Are you taking a shot? Yeah, you're taking a shot.
You think so, huh?
Yeah. If you look at it, they should have won more. That's the only thing in the article that you can point out to is, well, yeah, they've had this great team. They should have won more.
But Marcellus, he was teammates with Aaron Rodgers, and I think played for Mike McCarthy maybe for maybe a year or 2 or whatever. But yeah, 2 seasons. He's throwing credibility to an article that Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy are both trying to desperately distance themselves from. He just threw credibility to it.
He parsed it. He actually said, I don't know about all that other stuff, but I do know they should have won more. He actually didn't give the article credibility. He said, forget all the rest. That's waste. What's true is, I've been in that building. What's true is I know a makeup of a team that can win it all, because we did. And I'm looking at that team, I'm like, with that player, where's everything else? It's almost like what LeBron carries with him, the LeBron effect. It's the same with Aaron Rodgers. He's like, you're supposed to win more. People are going to say that about LeBron because he's the greatest. It's not a shot at LeBron. It's just like, dude, you're absurd in expectations and greatness.
But if Michael Jordan comes out and says, LeBron should have won more, that's a significant shot.
That's a shot. Yes. But it's not the same. One, they weren't in the same organization. Like, the protections are different. Like,
if Kobe comes out and says LeBron should have won more,
it's not apples to apples, because in this organization, some are going to say Brett Favre's the GOAT. Some are going to say Aaron Rodgers. But in NFL lore, they're not comparing Aaron Rodgers to Brett Favre. Like, they're not on the same, tier fighing for position. I don't even know where they're both ranked.
But Brett
Favre's not ranked top 5 ever.
Aaron Rodgers' story is still being written.
True.
He's going to play 5, 6, 7 more years. You never know what can happen moving forward. And so if Aaron Rodgers goes and wins 1 more Super Bowl, maybe 2, then that whole comment, it makes no sense, but you just don't know.
I'm just saying, Marcellus, if there's a group of people piling on Marcellus Wiley, and let's say that 75% of the criticism is untrue,
right,
and 25% is legit, I'm not going to raise my hand and validate the 25% because that makes it, oh, well, maybe it's 50% of the criticism is true. I'm just going to stand down. And again, I love Brett Favre, but I don't like this. He's piling on Aaron Rodgers unnecessarily. And particularly, I'm just saying, if Brett Favre had won 2 Super Bowls and then said, well, I think Aaron Rodgers should have won, I would get it. But there's not a great quarterback other than Brady in Montana that you couldn't say that about.
That's a great point.
That point stumps me because I'm going through the list of the greats based on expectations, and everybody could have had one more. Everybody.
Steve Young might be a guy that you could go. He got his 2. His career was abbreviated.
Troy Aikman maybe as well.
Troy Aikman. Yeah, Aikman. But, man, there's just a whole laundry list of quarterbacks that, man, they should have. Phillip Rivers should have done Peter drop in the playoffs.
Yeah, we get that. Not the most.
Drew Brees only has 1 Super Bowl.
I was telling you that all year, Mr. MVP. Not the most sophisticated. Not the most sophisticated play if you're Brett Favre. It's not one that's going to lend itself favor to you going forward. But I really think that in his heart of hearts, he was propping Aaron Rodgers up like, this dude is insane. Even though they started off rocky in their relationship, I think he's like, you're better than me, and we have the same.
Okay, so let's say we accept that. Then the next logical conclusion to jump to is like, yeah, they didn't win as much because Aaron Rodgers is very difficult to get along with, and he did something that cost them from winning. But he's legitimized the rest of the criticism, and trust me, Aaron Rodgers ain't remotely happy.
I mean, you see what he says. Any coach that will attempt to coach him has to tread lightly because you don't want to take away from what he does so well. What coach is going to do that? You're always going to play to your players' strengths.
Right. But tread lightly, I think it's more in like our interactions and
he's basically saying he's legitimizing the rest of the article.
Yeah, hard to deal with. Well, welcome Michael LaFleur. You're going to get exactly what you wanted. You're going to have opportunity, but it's going to cost you.
All right, coming up, Kevin Durant lost his cool during the Warriors' win over the Clippers. We'll tell you why there may be more to the situation than meets the eye